Man, I was really disappointed with that fight between Godzilla and Kong. I mean, none of their mothers were named Martha. What a missed opportunity right there. Hey film fans, I'm Jack Benner and welcome to my review of Godzilla vs. Kong. So Godzilla vs. Kong is now the fourth film in this monsterverse after the two previous Godzilla movies and Kong Skull Island. To sum up the plot quickly, Godzilla is causing destruction, and there are scientists that are trying to relocate Kong. While they're on their way to relocate Kong, Godzilla arrives, they fight, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the previous films in the monsterverse, while entertaining, weren't really the greatest to me. Godzilla 2014, visually amazing and there were great sequences in it, but the characters, I couldn't really get attached to them that much, and I'm still disappointed that they killed off Bryan Cranston, who was the best character in the film, way too early. And Aaron Taylor Johnson as the lead, he was pretty boring in the film and wasn't at the same level. Even if there were things that underwhelmed me, I still get enjoyment out of this film. And Kong Skull Island, I actually enjoyed more. I really liked the post-Vietnam War setting. I loved the Kong action, it had good effects. And the two actors in the film that stole the show for me were Samuel L. Jackson and John C. Reilly. Even if the other human characters were bland, I still had a fun time with this. King of the Monsters was eh. I've only seen it once in theaters and I thought it was pretty forgettable. There were fun sequences, great effects, but the human characters, they were boring and again, I couldn't get attached to them. And now we come to Godzilla vs. Kong, the monsterverse film we were all waiting to see. Godzilla and Kong fighting together again on the big screen since many decades. I thought the trailer looked cool, it definitely selling what this movie was supposed to be, just a fun time. Even if it had that cringy rap song in the middle of the trailer that kind of ruined it for me. And I've seen this movie last week in theaters, and now I finally have time to do a review on this movie. Better late than never, and all I was hoping for in Godzilla vs. Kong was just a fun time. Just 2 hours of monsters fighting each other, just destruction, just pure fun. And did Godzilla vs. Kong give me what I was hoping for? Yes. While I don't think it's great, I do have issues, but I had a fun time with this. First on the positives, Kong is the main character in this movie. Everything to do as Kong was very well done. He gets a lot of focus in this movie, has the most emotion. And what was actually my favorite part about this movie was the heartfelt friendship between Kong and this little deaf girl. That friendship was just sweet. It was the emotional core of this film. I loved every scene with them together. It had me attached to the film the most. And the effects are amazing. Just the size of both monsters, the scope, the details on Kong's fur, Godzilla's skin. And honestly, I have a feeling this movie could get nominated for Best Visual Effects nominations at next year's Oscars. And now what you came to this movie for, the fight scenes, they're as entertaining as you would expect. When the first fight scene between Godzilla and Kong happens, that's where the movie starts to pick up and become more entertaining. And also the part you've seen in the trailer that's set at Hong Kong, there are definitely some highlights there. This film is directed by Adam Wingard, who comes from a horror background with films like You're Next, The Guest, and the VHS movies. And I thought he did a pretty good job handling this type of film, this big blockbuster. I really like the wide shots he gets of Godzilla and Kong fighting, the certain POV shots. Now an issue I've been having with the MonsterVerse films are the human characters. They have been weak, uninteresting, or underdeveloped, but here I actually didn't mind them. It does at least try to get you emotionally invested in them, and they're not too distracting or too bland. Sadly, I do have some flaws with this movie. I will get to those right now. First, while I'm glad I didn't mind the human characters that much in this film, I will admit some do feel a bit disposable and some were uninteresting. Some I felt like, okay, I can just really do without them or just didn't care about this person that much. And there is a side plot with Millie Bobby Brown's character, who was the main character in King of the Monsters. And she's with a conspiracy theorist podcaster, also her friend who is played by Julian Dennison from Deadpool 2 and Hunt for the Wilder People. And I do feel like that side plot was a little distracting, and whenever they cut back to it, I want them to just get back to the stuff with Kong. And also, while she was my favorite human character in King of the Monsters, here I felt like she was a bit underused. Finally, I do wish Godzilla got a little more to do, maybe just as much as Kong did in this film. Overall, if you're looking for a fun time watching monsters fight for 2 hours, Godzilla vs. Kong does deliver on that. It's big, loud, kinda ridiculous, but enjoyable. Honestly, this is neck and neck with my ranking of the MonsterVerse films between this and Kong Skull Island, to which one I enjoyed the most. And also, I'm really glad this movie is doing well at the box office in the pandemic era. On its opening weekend, it made $50 million, so this does give me hope for movie theaters returning to this year, so good job Godzilla vs. Kong. Overall, I am going to give Godzilla vs. Kong 3.5 stars out of 5, a B. This film is playing in both theaters and streaming on HBO Max until the end of April. Either way you feel comfortable watching this movie, do check out Godzilla vs. Kong. So what do you guys think of Godzilla vs. Kong? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.